Hey, welcome back to the Whomst podcast. I'm your host, George Collins. Just real quick, if you're looking for notebooks, just scroll to the bottom of the description. There is two different notebooks that I'm selling. It's the UGLYBOOKS and then it's Otter Blotter. Just scroll to the bottom. It's promo codes and links to get either 15% off or 25% off. Join my Discord. I'm trying to get that popping now. Basically, on my Discord, what I'm trying to do is have a section for just sharing articles. So maybe I don't talk about the stuff that y'all would want me to react to, or I'm not everywhere at once. Sometimes I miss something. It's too late. Whatever. It's a whole section you can share the articles. We can just chat. Just whatever, just anything about the show or in the world in general. So join the Discord. It'll be in the same spot as the notebooks at the bottom of the description. It'll be a link. Hopefully, the link works by the time you click it. So anyway, let's just get into the show.
You have one new message.
Hi, is your refrigerator running? Oh, it is. You better go catch it. Yeah.
Just got a notification that somebody just won that $1.1 billion jackpot. Just one ticket too. How much did the government win? That's my question. How much did they win, and how much are they gonna fucking waste it on? Or rather, what are they going to waste it on? It's so sad. 1.1 billion. I bet the person, if they take the whole thing, they probably gonna bring home only like 400 million or something like that, which is nothing to scoff at, but still. Okay. This is full. I'll give full credit to the podcast Today Explained. This is where I got this news article from. Yeah, I've been hearing about like Russia. Yeah, of course, y'all already know about the war between Russia and Ukraine or whatever, and then it's all, I don't know if the Gaza stuff is all connected. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I know about the Russia and the Ukraine part. What I didn't know was both of them, since they've been fighting for like almost 2 years now, they're running out of troops. And I always wondered, like, how did they get some more? How do you convince more people to do this dumbass shit? Like, after a while, like, money can't be that bad where you like, okay, be a good idea. Let's continue this war effort. A lot of people dying. You know what? Let me continue, because at the end of the day, it don't matter how powerful Putin or, let's say, the U.S. It don't matter how powerful the president is or the president of Ukraine. It don't matter how powerful these people are. At the end of the day, the power really lies in the troops. So it's like, if they don't have no troops, they can't do shit for real. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass. But anyway, the point is, Russia doesn't have troops, and they're trying to hide the fact by basically trafficking other people from like different countries and whatever, and bringing them over to Moscow, and then training them, and then throwing them on the front line instead of their own people, because they don't want their own people dead. They're real loyal about that, but they don't care about like these like. I didn't know they called them contractors, but it's like mercenaries basically. So the story on Today Explained, I'm gonna have the picture and the link in the description if you want to go. JoJo, my fault. Hold on, my dog want to start squeaking now. So basically, the story is they're telling it how it happens, right? So they're creating jobs, they would create these jobs, which like I said, is pretty normal, because people who live in these like these countries will usually travel, whether you're in the United States or anywhere. They'll have their job, and then they'll send all their money back home. That's pretty normal. So Russia is taking advantage of this, and also what I learned, Russia is the only one that does this. Apparently the U.S. does this as well. Create this fake job where they'll basically say, oh, this is a security job. It's just security, blah, blah, blah. Right. And they'll get these people from India. And what got me, I don't know if I just misheard it or something, but the travel agent that were sending these Indian guys to Moscow was telling these dudes, hey, pay me $4,000 and then I'll send you out. So not only Am I the only one who's just too? That's why I will never be trafficked or anything like that, because I'm just way too cheap, or scammed because I'm just way too doggone cheap. Because ain't no way. I need a job. I'm desperately need a job. I need money. And you tell me, hey, pay me $4,000 and I'll make that happen. Suck my dick. Get out of here, man. I remember, not to like get sidetracked, but I remember back I want to say, damn, what was I, like 17 or something like that? And I was living with my sister and my oldest sister and her boyfriend, whatever. No, I was fresh out of high school, and I moved all the way to Alabama with them, and I was going to college, but I wanted a job. I couldn't find no other jobs or whatever, right? Because I don't know why I wasn't thinking about Walmart, or it wasn't close enough or whatever. Anyway, I was looking everywhere, and I got this, like, I forget the name of the company, but they were selling knives. That was the whole thing. And this is before I knew about like pyramid schemes or whatever, or like I knew about it, but like I never seen it in person. I give props to my sister's boyfriend at the time, because he sat outside for fucking 2 hours while I did this interview. I went in there, and they did the whole, it's like I forget the term, but it's like a meeting, right? It's like a group interview, and they giving this whole spiel about the company, like blah blah blah, everything except what exactly you doing with the job until like the end. And then after 2 hours, after an hour and a half, 2 hours, they're like, hey, yeah, you gonna sell all these knives, you gonna go door to door. This is like what, 2010, 2011 or something like that. Yeah, something like that. It was like, I want to say 2013, roughly. Jesus Christ, your memory, George. It was there. It was early 10s, the early 2010s, right? And yeah, you're going to go door to door now. Yeah, you're going to door to door and sell knives like this goddamn 80s or something, right? And not only that, but you're going to have to pay like, I think it was like $200, $200 and $250. I'm like, I'm young. I have no money, sir. Like, what are y'all talking about? I left immediately. I even tried to talk them into like, hey, how about you just give me a pack of knives and I'll just like sell them and just give y'all back the money or something like that. Just make the money back. Even that way, it would have been a little bit more convincing. But no, it's like, no, pay us $200 and we'll give you, I think it wasn't even that many. It wasn't that many packs of knives. So you still had to like pay the money, sell it what you had, and then come back. And I wasn't even sure if you had to pay for those packs of knives after you got done. Whatever. So go back to the story. They're telling these Indian dudes, hey, yeah, it's a security job. The travel agent get them $4,000, which I don't know how they got that. Whatever, $4,000, and I don't know how different that is in India. They got it, and they go up there. And once they get to Moscow, they get told, hey, yeah, you signed this contract. And the guy that got out, he was being interviewed by this podcast, right? And the dude was saying, hey, yeah, they gave us this contract and it was all in Russian. I couldn't understand anything, but they were telling me, yeah, everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, right? So he signed it, and now he's stuck for a year in Russia fighting the front line. Stop, JoJo. Now they stuck there, so now he has to do this like 14 to 15 day training camp, fast boot camp, right? And then get sent to the front line. And if you survive that year, which most of them don't, now you're free. You do whatever you want to. Go back home, whatever, right? This particular story is following. I'm gonna butcher their names, but I know I remember one of their dudes' names because his name sounded like Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. His name was Sephiroth, something like Sephiroth. It was like cut in half, whatever. Him, and then his friend, I forget it. It's like Haidu, something like that, right? I know for sure the second name is wrong. So the podcaster, they're telling the story of, because one of them was doing an interview, right? And he was like, I got out because my friend told me what happened. And his friend Heidi, the one I'm butchering the name for, he tells him because I guess they went at separate times. The one I'm butchering the name, he was already in the front line. He was communicating with Safarov. Safarov got out because Heidi. I'm just gonna say Howard. I'm just gonna call him Howard. All right, Howard called him up. He was like, "Hey, no, bro, that contract was some bullshit. Get the fuck out. Get out of there, man." At the time, Safarov was still like I don't know if he was like in the middle of the boot camp or whatever, but he was at the camp and he was able to talk to some of the Russian soldiers, right? So Howard, he tell him, yeah, get the hell out of here, bro. Get out and then figure out a way to get me the fuck out, right? So Safarov talks his way with some of the Russian soldiers that was there. He was like, hey, let me get out of the camp. Let me go get some snacks for the homies and some shit like that, right? And cause he's there and he's talking to him through like Google Translate or whatever. And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And the moment he leaves, he was like, I'm good. I'm out. I'm gone. I ain't going back. So I don't know how the exact time frame, but I'm just gonna say like a week. He's like just roaming the streets of Moscow, lost as hell. He don't know the language. He's hungry. He finds a emissary, someplace to help him, who also has a fellow Indian people to help him try to get back home. They say it's gonna take some time. He ends up running into another Indian guy who already did his time with the war, whatever, and he was just there, I guess. I don't know why he didn't get out, but he survived his year and got out fine. And this guy helped Safarov get out. And the moment his whole plan, get home, get back to his family, but he's gonna try to figure out a way to get Howard out the front lines and get him home safe. But the moment he gets back home from India, he gets a call from Howard's group. Somebody, I guess he contacted them somehow, and they was like, yeah, no, Howard got killed by a fucking drone. A drone killed his ass. Like, damn, it's so fucked up, man. Man, I was at work, I was listening to this shit, and just like out of nowhere, I know if I had like really strict managers or whatever, they would have wrote me up. But I heard that last part, I was like, damn. I was like, it's not funny, like haha. It's just so ridiculous. It's like this is real life right now, man. And then it got me thinking, right? Because I wanted to talk about it before, like a couple weeks ago. Not this story, but like I keep getting notifications about like Putin threatening the United States about war and stuff like that. I'm like, if the United States keeps like aiding or whatever, right? And now that I hear this, and that I'm hearing they don't have troops or whatever, not that you need troops to have nuclear war, but it's like you kind of like bullshitting. You bullshitting, really. Just hearing that you don't have the troops. We definitely got the troops. That's all we are. That's why we keep fucking putting our nose in everywhere, because we do got the troops, unfortunately. Then I heard about that part about like United States doing the same thing, about just hiring people and then just tricking them into going into war. So, and that for both sides, United States and I guess whoever else does it, Russia as well. This is basically the lie to the public, because the people who die, who was basically a contractor / mercenary, they're not a troop. So it's like, oh yeah, we don't, not that many troops died, but like fucking a whole bunch of people died, but technically they weren't troops, so they don't have to put them down as a number. That's so crazy, bro. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna read this article. Just tell me what y'all think about this. It's crazy. A student persuaded by his friend to get his legs amputated for a 1.3 million insurance scam wound up getting only $7,200. Then now he has to return it, prosecutors say. So I don't have to really read it again. Yeah, you know what? I'll just read it. University student in Taiwan who had his leg amputated in hopes of receiving a 1.3 million insurance payout has been arrested on suspicion of fraud. 23-year-old, identified only by his last name Zhang, plunged his feet into a bucket of dry ice for over 10 hours to get them so badly frostbitten that he would need a double amputation. The bureau said a friend of Zhang's from high school, identified only as Lau, I'm probably butchering these two's names, persuade him to carry out the insurance scam. Lau, also 23, suffered losses from trading cryptocurrency, and he tricked Zhang into signing a legal note obligating him to pay about $800,000. According to the local media outlet Taiwan News, Lau told Zhang that gangsters were pursuing him. On January 26, 2023, Lang and Zhao rode around Taipei on a motorbike at night, wanting to present the claim that Zhang was inflicted with frostbite while riding the vehicle in the late evening. That don't even make sense. So it's the owner of the bikes, the company, is their fault that you were riding their bike in the cold? Is that what I'm on? Anyway, whatever. Let's get just days before, Zhang brought several expensive life insurance, travel insurance, and incident insurance policies. Probably the one that's gonna. Anyway, after their motorbike ride, Zhang soaked his feet in dry ice and was admitted to the hospital. But medical staff sensed something was amiss while assessing him. His legs bore no shoe or sock marks, and his injuries appeared symmetrical, which was inconsistent with the natural occurrence of frostbite. Anyway, the point is, what is the end goal? I feel like that's why they say like our whole brain isn't developed until we're like damn near 30, because of stuff like this. Like, let's say you do win the policy, right? You get the what did it say, 1.2, 1.3 million dollar insurance policy or whatever. You get the whole thing, right? You don't have legs. You don't have legs now. Like, you just gonna magically get them back. You put your legs in dry ice for 10 hours. I don't know if they exaggerated that, but if you put it in there for 10 hours, bro, you know how dedicated you got to be that stupid? Oh my God. I guess you can be like, oh, I don't really have to do anything if I got $1 million, but $1 million ain't really much nowadays, really. It's like how housing expenses is or whatever. I talk about it all the time. It's just, you can't walk now. Why? Come on, bro. Come on. Nobody's really thinking this shit through. And it's not really what is it, Lau? He the one who tricked his friend. That's the enemy. Who needs enemies? Am I right? Like, Jesus Christ. And then reading the rest of it, right? The night that they claimed that they was riding on this motorbike and caused the frostbite, it was only like 40 degrees that night. Like, wait, you really got it's a picture out here too. I found a picture. I'm gonna post it in the description on hoops.substack.com if you want to see it for yourself. But ridiculous. People do for money. It's crazy. Okay. The Baltimore Bridge. I don't have much on this information, so I'm keep it short. A big ass cargo ship hit that bridge, and I watched a video, and that motherfucker crumbled so fucking fast, man. It's like it's already scary driving on these things, right? Because just watching that video just makes me a little bit more scared, because like, damn, because they strong, but they so fragile at the same time. And the only information I know about this is that the ship, the power went out, so they lost power to steering and all that stuff, and that's what made them hit it, right? Which I know it's gonna suck for that driver, I guess it's multiple drivers or whatever. That's gonna suck for them. They ain't gonna never be able to get another job because of this shit. They gonna blame them. You know how these companies are or whatever. And then kind of sucks for Baltimore too, because like, isn't that like a main bridge for a lot of people? It just sucks now for like the next, if you're lucky, 3 years. you won't have a bridge, and you have to figure out a way to get all the way around that whole place. That's gonna suck for traffic and all that good stuff. But the other thing I heard about it, right? So they got out of power, and they was able to let the police know to stop the cars from riding it, right? As many cars as possible. I still think it's a bunch of cars that still fell in the water. So they told the police, but they wasn't able to tell the maintenance people that was on the bridge. I think there was like 6 of them doing maintenance on the bridge. That's crazy, man. I say that it's not even good commentary. Keep saying I'm crazy. That's crazy. I guess I keep an update on that because as of this recording, I think it happened like 2 or 3 days ago. So yeah, so it's not really that much information besides like the conspiracies and stuff like that. People thinking, oh, they did this on purpose. For what? For what? If anything, it'll hurt their pockets by destroying this. Like, because a lot of ships can't move now. The bridge is out, like I said, for at least 3 years. And even then, it's gonna be a lot. But yeah, I keep an update on it. I keep an eye on it. Oh boy, these squatter laws, that stuff is getting out of control as well. Like, I already knew about it. I knew it was some type of protection for like tenants and stuff like that. I knew that was growing, but I didn't know it got this bad. To the point where me feel bad for homeowners, like for landlords. I feel bad for them in a way, kinda like like this almost made me want to like look back on like the time when I was living in that apartment in Vegas. This made me want, like, if I wasn't so afraid of like the whole system and going to court and all this stuff, if that wasn't such a pain in the ass, I would have just stayed at that apartment and just waited until I got a better job and then just slowly start paying them back. I should have just did that. But I was so afraid of the court system and how long that shit is. And the fact that if I stayed there, since I was alone, I felt like me going to work, they could just come in and change my stuff. So that's why I was afraid of losing all my stuff in the apartment or whatever. But anyway, the point, if y'all heard about the squatter stuff, right? Y'all heard about that lady, I think it was New York, who got arrested because she called the police on the squatter. And the dude didn't live there at all. Like, not at all. He lied. If I watch the video, I'll leave the YouTube video on the description. Whomst.substack.com. I'm gonna keep repeating that. This is episode 30. I got that correct. I know for sure. If I watched the video correctly, she calls up the news people and they come and interview her about squatters, and she goes to the door and I think it was people. Hold on, let me watch it. Okay, the video that I'm gonna have in the description is different than the one that I saw. It's the same story, but the original one that I saw, the lady came to her own house and kicked out. It was like 2 squatters already in there, right? She kicked them out and they left. So she changed the locks. She changed it up or whatever. And as she was being interviewed in the house, some other guy comes in. If I watched it correctly, I think it was a different guy. He just comes in mid-interview while the news is interviewing her and just says, "Hey, yeah, I live here. You have to get out," right? Like, while they weren't paying attention, he just kind of pops in, like pushes his way into the house. So she calls the police. The cameras are still rolling. They're watching her like have to deal with this stuff, right? And she calls the police, and the police comes, and basically, since she changed the locks, she was getting arrested because of that, because she can't just kick him out. And she was like, he has no proof that he lives here, and he basically just lied. He lied to the police. He lied to her. He just like had some bullshit ass story, and the police just kind of I don't think they have a choice. Kind of just dealt with it. Just like, hey, yeah, if you change the locks, then you're gonna get arrested. She changed the locks. She gets arrested. So, but the video that I got in the description, it added this extra part, because I guess this is Good Morning America who did it. They did the second part, right, about the change of locks. She getting arrested. But they did this extra part that I didn't know about. I've seen the term around, but I didn't know how they worked. Was squatter hunters, right? And this guy, he basically, I guess he gets hired by the landlord to do a proper move in. So now he is a tenant of that place, which I get, which he could actually do some sleazy shit too, and just has a lot of free houses or whatever. But whatever, that's not the point. He I guess he gets paid by them, and he now is a actual on paperwork owner, tenant of that place. So he moves in with the squatter and just waits it out. That's what he does. Since he has actual paperwork, he can prove to whoever wanted to that he lives there, and wait until that squatter gets the hell out and then lock them out. And now they can't do anything because they have no paperwork. They have no paperwork, or they have no paperwork that's similar to the actual quote unquote tenant, which is the squatter hunter. I really need a whole TV show about that now. Like, I don't know how they'll do it, but I know it's on YouTube. I know that you can. It's a bunch of like squatter hunters. I'm really interested in that part because as sleazy and greedy a lot of landlords are, they probably like that because of these squatters. It's other stuff too, just plain old regular greed, but like this lady, she seemed like she pretty decent. She just getting messed over because of laws, and I get the laws are there to protect tenants and stuff like that, so they don't get wrongfully evicted. I get that point, but people like these squatters ruin it, because you watch the video, you see how confident he is, and that's the most annoying part. He's so confident in being a fucking sleazeball. Like, it's New York too, so it's just like you got extra layers of just dickhead. I'm not gonna. I'll stop saying it's crazy. Jesus. Also, in the recommendations of that video, I actually wrote down this article. Well, I shared it with a friend. I saw it, but it's just so, it's so sad. I didn't really want to cover it, so I'm just gonna bring it up to y'all, and just so y'all knew if y'all did know or not. But that lady, I don't even know her name, but the lady who left her toddler, just a toddler, for 10 days to go to Puerto Rico and try to blame it on mental illness. Like, I didn't want to cover it, but it's just like, it's just so messed up. So she just basically became everybody's enemy. Cause you seen that meme of like everybody's most hated in March. It was a picture of her. It's like Jesus, dude. I'm going to Puerto Rico. What an asshole. You could have paid your neighbor or something, or left a kid somewhere. At least do that. But no, let's just leave a toddler at the house by itself, which really makes the joke that I made. I made a joke like a year or so ago back in Vegas. Wrote a joke about like how like human babies are kind of useless compared to like animals, like say an elephant baby. Like elephant baby you can shit out an elephant baby, but then it can kind of feed itself, really. Like you go to the river like it's been there for a while, but like a human baby, if I give it a bottle and not leave, that motherfucker gonna drown or die, and it's fucked up. And I knew it was true, but it's more fucked up now. It's like a whole article out here basically proving that. It's just so pathetic. Like this lady, not the babies dying because they can't do shit, but this lady just doing this shit and blaming mental illness, which only does nothing but ruin it for other people who actually do have illnesses. All right, I got two stories for you. It's both of them are about animals that you shouldn't have in your house, but you do because most likely it's Florida. Oh no, you know what? In this case, it's actually New York. So, oh wow, 700-pound pet alligator seized from New York man's home. Thousands of people have shown their support for New York man's quest to get back his beloved family pet, Albert, a 750-pound blind alligator who was seized by officials because his owner's license expired several years ago. Tony Cavallero lived with his 11-foot alligator named Albert. Why the fuck are they repeating themselves? Named Albert Edward in his home in Hamburg for the past 34 years. After purchasing him at a reptile show in Ohio in 1990, when the alligator was just a newborn. Basically, he lost his license a while back because people were taking pictures. They felt like he wasn't really doing a good job as an owner. It was really irresponsible because pictures got out of him having like kids be in the pool that he made for it, like taking pictures and stuff like that. And he said that he was calm. The alligator was fine and never hurt anybody, but it was blind and it had spinal injuries or whatever. So he said it was always safe, but just that practice scared people. So they called and he lost his license, and because the I guess rules or whatever rules and relegation. Wow, what the fuck? Why is it one word every fucking episode? Regulations. Jesus, I had to pause for that. Rules and I can't say it together. Rules and regulations. Jesus Christ. They changed up so much, and I don't know if they were kind of like snuffing them and just kind of ignoring them, or he just didn't follow proper rules. Well, either way, they, as of this recording that I know of, they haven't returned it yet. But a lot of people want him to have his alligator back because he already had it for 34 years. What's the worst that can happen? It's 750 pounds. It's blind. It has spinal injuries, and it can't do much. The next stage of its life is death. Like that's it. Just let him have his alligator. It's weird. I usually wouldn't say that, but like if the alligator was active, then yeah, like if it was active and every now and every couple of weeks this alligator is in somebody's yard eating somebody's pet, then yeah, for sure, put that dinosaur down. But like now you just taking it, then where you gonna take it? But I got a bad feeling that by the time he actually gets, if he does get rights back to his alligator, I feel like the alligator is gonna die. That's why I feel like, as of this recording, I don't know. I don't have any updates for it yet, but I'll keep an eye on it. The second story, though, the second one is about a Gila monster, which, if you're stupid like me, it's not with an H. It's Gila, Gila monster, which is basically a big ass lizard, same as the crocodile, but this one is like, I think it's poisonous. Like, why do you got this thing in your house? It's so weird. People always choose, when people choose exotic animals, they always choose the most dangerous ones. I don't know why they do that to themselves. Anyway, Colorado man died from pet. Oh my God! The moment I start scrolling, the paywall popped up. Colorado man died from pet Gila monster venomous bite. A Colorado man who was placed on life support after he was bitten by his pet Gila monster. Which is a crazy name to have, a ridiculous name. How bad do you have to be to just be? Oh yeah, your pet, your animal name, a monster. How about that? He died of complications from desert lizard's venom, and a report obtained by the Associated Press on Friday confirmed. The report also found that the heart and liver problems were significant contributing factors in Chris Ward's death. So he already had issues already. It's like Ward, 34, was taken to the hospital shortly after being bitten by one of his two pet Gila monsters on February 12th. His death was less than 4 days later. Is believed to be the first from a Gila monster in the United States in almost a century. Good job, man. You're the first one. Good job, man. You succeeded. You be remembered as that guy, right? Good for you. Ward's girlfriend handed over the lizard named Winston and another named Potato to an animal control officer and other officers in the Denver suburb of Lakewood the day after the bite. She told the police that she had heard something that didn't sound right. Not to make jokes, but I wonder what that sound was that wasn't normal. what was it? Him yelling or something like, "Oh fuck, that hurt!" Like, ouch, owie. Like, what? What was it? Like, no, that's not. He doesn't usually cry out in pain. That's odd. And they wobble in there like, "Oh, you're being bitten by the venomous snake thing, lizard." Wow, whatever. It's so silly, man. Yeah, she ended up giving it away. It's no update because he's dead. It's so fucked up. But yeah, that's less wholesome than the alligator one. All right, so these next two are about stealing. It's stealing people. The first one is a TikTok, so I actually let y'all listen to it. But basically, it's a manager. She did probably big brain move of faking an employee. She was a manager at Wendy's, and she created a fake employee, and she clocked them in and out, and she took the money for, basically, she sells for her kids. So I get it. I say free her. She didn't really do nothing wrong. If anything, it's the system. That's what's messed up. That's what's wrong. She played the system. I thought about this before, but I was too pussy. No, I didn't. I had the idea. It's like, why not? Why can't you fake an employee? That doesn't make sense. Well, that makes sense. How did she get away? She didn't get away with it. Oh, it was an audit. I guess somebody eventually, like some corporate is like trying to figure out, I guess, came in and trying to look for the person or something, and that's how she got caught up. Free her. This one, a homeboy sent me. This one is a local story. Las Vegas grocery store manager accused of stealing $142K in cash. Women hid from store cameras, police say. Las Vegas customer service manager at a Las Vegas grocery store allegedly stole $142,000 in cash over 3 months. Police say in documents the 8 News Now investigators obtained. I hate when they do that shit. Just like a full sentence explaining who they got it from, whatever. Mackenzie Gales, 40, faces a charge of theft above $100,000, records say. On Friday, March 8, police responded to a call to the Smith's Food and Drug Store on Maryland Parkway near Sahara Avenue in the East Valley. A district manager told police the store's customer service manager, identifies as Gills, allegedly stole nearly $90,000 since December. Jesus, like 4 months. An audit conducted between December and February found the store was short more than $122,000 in cash. Between December 22nd, 2023 and March 8, more than $142,000 was stolen. Police obtained store surveillance, which they said showed Gills making withdrawals from the self-checkout machines and placing the currency into a blue cash bag, like those used in a bank. Blah, blah, blah. Wait, whatever. The point is, she took it to the back where the ATM, where the machine where they put the money in the manager's office or whatever. She will hide from the cameras, put the money in her pocket or whatever, and she'll go use it. And instead of just stopping at like a couple thousand, she just kept going, and she got caught up because she was fucking blabbing, fucking talking to friends and shit like that, bragging about what was happening. So that on top of the audit as well, that didn't help. Like, cause you got greedy. She told the same story that the Wendy's lady said, and she was like, "Oh, I'm doing this for my kids." It's like in 3 months you need 142,000. Anyway, you could have stopped at 10,000 and made that shit work. All right, but no, you know goddamn well you was using that money for other stuff. For my kids, get out of here. What do you got? Like 11 of them? Come on. 142,000. What is that? Like 10 McDonald's meals? But yeah, that's the episode, y'all. I appreciate y'all listening this far. Hope y'all enjoyed the new editing style, if y'all even notice it. But anyway, yeah, that's the episode. Join the Discord, man. Don't go to the description, hit the Discord. Let's have some conversations or share some articles with me. I'm not that hard to get in contact with. If you don't want to join the Discord, share some stuff with me. I would love to react. Suggest some movies, some shows. I'm all down for it. 725-999-2704 or send an email to thewhomst@gmail.com. That's THEWHOMST@gmail.com. See y'all next time. Peace.